Welcome to Driving the Lane with Randy Kraayenbrink and Chuck Rowe, a podcast presented by News Talk 1540 KXEL. Now, Driving the Lane.
Welcome to Driving the Lane. Randy Kraayenbrink, Chuck Rowe, the show where we talk about mostly one thing and one thing only, and that is
Panther basketball.
Now, it's important that we remind you that even though we are the official UNI basketball show for News Talk 1540 KXEL, our comments may not reflect the feelings of our friends at UNI. However, Randy is a former player, and I have these nifty UNI frames in back of me. Look at that. Autographed items from wonderful teams of the past. So anyways, this is as official as this show is going to get. We also want to let you know that portions of the show can be found on KXEL, with the entire show found on their website. Now, usually, Randy, we take a break during the off season.
Usually we take a break, Chuck, but special times call for special meetings.
So how could you not, after the summer league, how could you not bring in someone like AJ Green to join us, right?
AJ Green's joining us today, Chuck?
Maybe.
Oh, wow. That's impressive. I love it.
So anyways, after watching the games this summer, we just had to bring him on and just get some of his input on his first year experience. So anyways,
we're looking forward to hearing from AJ and kind of seeing where he's at and what he's up to today.
So AJ Green up next. Let's get started. Randy, one guy we really enjoy having on the show. Super pumped that he's able to join us for the special interview. Drum roll, please. I love the drum roll this time around, Randy. Great job, because we have a great guest, Mr. AJ Green. First off, congrats on where you are right now. Just an amazing story.
No, I appreciate it. Thank you very much. And I wouldn't be here without all the support from you guys and the rest of Panther Nation. So we still got a long ways to go, but the real work starts now, but I'm excited for it. And
just to be clear, when you say you guys, you mean specifically Randy and I, but specifically the two of us.
Of course.
Obviously. So now some teams, they may have offered you a contract. Some other teams, maybe just an invite to maybe to take part in maybe preseason, et cetera. But when all was said and done, why the Bucks?
Yeah, it was kind of just nobody else really wanted to guarantee like a two-way or offer a two-way. It was kind of, we'll give you like an exhibit 10 and then you'll have a shot at getting a two-way. But it was more like the Bucks kind of said, like, hey, we're a big fan of you, and we'll offer this two-way if you want to take it. So I felt like it was a great organization and great people there, and just a good spot for me.
Now, have you been able to sleep at all after having one of the most exciting experiences of your life?
Yeah, it was. I've been back in town for about a day and a half now. I got back yesterday, so it's been crazy. Obviously, the past few weeks and prior to that, just bouncing around and playing basketball and all that. But I got a few weeks now to wind down a little bit and be back home. So I'll enjoy that and then get back to it.
Well, you have guys like Tuttle and Washpin, Isaiah, Jeremy Morgan, et cetera, all had the chance to play Summer League. Did you talk to any of those guys beforehand? And if so, what was some of the advice they gave you?
I talked to Tut quite a bit. Always been staying in touch with him. And he really just said, like, you're ready for it. Don't do anything different. Just keep doing you and showing everybody what you're about and just trusting and be confident in all of the work and everything I've done up to this point. So it was just kind of simple like that. And I mean, obviously we kind of just talked about what Summer League is like a little bit as he's been through it before. But I'd say that, that's about it from Tut, just talking to him a lot.
So a question for you, AJ. Obviously, you went from high school to college, right? And now we've all experienced that with you. And then now you made that next step. And so, like the level of play obviously ramped up a little bit. Obviously, the level of offense, the level of defense, everything. Talk a little bit about that transition, maybe from college to that summer league. Like, what did you do like between the end of your college days and then leading up to summer league?
Nothing crazy, to be honest. I really didn't change anything. It was just I got back and got working down in Quad Cities with some people down there that I've been working with, and we just kind of got after it. Really playing summer league, to be honest, it didn't really feel much different. Like the speed or the physicality. Like, it wasn't like I was feeling like I was playing catch up or anything. Like, I felt comfortable out there with all that, and just being on the court. I mean, I'm sure once you really get to that next level in an actual NBA game, it might be a little different with those guys. But so far, it's been pretty smooth, and I'm feeling comfortable with it, and I'm really just excited to, continue and build where I'm at, because I feel good about it, and yeah, like I mentioned, just see where I can take it.
Well, you definitely look healthy. You looked healthy out on the floor, and it seems like you're feeling good.
Yeah, I'm feeling great. So that's a
cool.
blessing. Yep, 100%.
So that very first game, I mean, you had a great first game. You're hitting threes left and right. And I mean, do you even remember that game? Did it just feel unreal? Did you have butterflies? Tell us about that first time you stepped on the court.
I mean, I was excited, obviously, for the game, and the whole day kind of looking forward to it, because I hadn't even played like fives, like a real game, in a while. So I was more just excited to play, but obviously to be at summer league and playing. Once I got on the court, it was nothing, like, it's nothing crazy, really. Just like, I'm just going to go out here and take advantage of the opportunity I got, and just do what I do, and show people that, and play confident, play hard, and just have fun doing that. So that's really just what I was trying to do that first game, and I was lucky enough to hit a few shots right away.
So it looked like you had some specific sets that they maybe set a down screen or a up screen or whatever you might call it for you. Did you have any practices going into that, or did they just draw them up as they went, or you are just all that good that it says we need to get AJ a shot, let's just screen for him?
No, it was so I was in Milwaukee for about a week before Vegas. So we had like 4 or 5 practices with that team and that group of guys. So we had some sets put in, and kind of like a little bit of offense. So,
well, obviously they trusted you with the offense, because there were a couple games where you noticed there was some defense offense switches towards the end of the game, and they kept putting you in whenever there needed some offensive moments there. So that's got to feel great knowing that they trusted you with that. The other question that's kind of connected to that when it comes to trust is what about when you found out you're going to be in the starting lineup?
Honestly, it wasn't really anything different. Like, to me, like, starting or not starting, that really doesn't matter to me that much. It's more, my dad always said, it matters who finishes, not who starts. So it's a blessing, and it was very cool to be able to start and get that opportunity. But in terms of like going into the game, nothing really changes, and I was just trying to bring the value that I have to the team each game, regardless of whether I'm starting or not starting or anything like that.
Well, the Bucks, they might have a star player or two that people may have heard of, possibly. Did any of the players from the Bucks team, did you see any of them in Vegas? And if so, was it hard not to be a fanboy at all?
No, I saw a few of them. I talked to Pat Connaughton a little bit, ran into Javon Carter and some of those guys that were out there. But not really. Like, I know, like, I feel like you just got to have, like, you belong, kind of. So it's like, you can't really get caught up in trying, like, being a fanboy, I guess, and like, oh, that's this dude or that dude. Because it's like, really, like, you're trying to get to where they are, and in a way, kind of trying to work in a few years, like, be able to have the spot that they have. So I think for me, it's whenever I'm around guys like that, I'm just going to try and learn and get as much from them as I can.
So like between games, is there like that extra level of like food, like the physical part of it, as far as taking care of your body? So at UNI, obviously the training table, all that kind of stuff, the trainers, all that. Is there a next level of that as well? Was there that in Vegas for you guys as players?
No, it's actually the opposite. Like, you just got to show up, like, be there for when you're supposed to be there, whether it's film or practice or going to the game. But other than that, it's like you're kind of just on your own. So, like, you got to be in charge of everything.
You have you tape your own ankle when you get ready to play.
Well, what was it like playing against the Mavericks? Did you get a chance to spend time with Isaiah at all, or Coach Jay, or did you just have to focus on your new team?
No, there was a bunch of downtime and a bunch of time to like. I got food with Coach Shake and Tut and Bill Smith and Coach Shake's dad a few times. And I talked to Isaiah a little bit after our game, and then I saw him around a few other times, just catching up with him. You know, obviously he's doing great, and congratulating him on where he's at. And we're both on our paths, trying to make it and do what we can. So it was cool. I mean, to be able to see, first off, all the people that came out to support, like my family as well, and just other random like you and I people that are just fans that are out there. So, but a lot of downtime, and it was good to be able to you know talk and catch up with all those people too.
Now, have you been to Vegas before?
Yeah, I'd played AAU out there a few times growing up.
Okay, so
Yeah.
so now that you went there as an adult, where was like what's the best restaurant? What's the best like scenery that you saw while you were out there then on that downtime?
We went to a show, a magic show, one
Okay.
of the nights, and that was pretty cool. And there was the dude's name was Shin Lim. He had won America's Got Talent, I think, and he had his own show out there. So went and checked that out. It was pretty cool, but otherwise, I didn't do too much walking around on the strip, really checking stuff out. Kind of just stayed at the hotel and laid low. I didn't really take advantage of Vegas, I guess, for what it's known for, kind of.
Yeah. Smart move. So, but were you able to catch up with John Little at all? And chances are, you might play some games with the Herd this year. But what's it like knowing that Jay Litt might be one of your coaches in the future?
Yeah, I talked to him a lot. Like he was with us in Milwaukee that whole time, practicing and working out, and he was out there in Vegas with the team. So, I mean, I saw him every day and was talking to him. So it's great just to have, you know, another guy that obviously was at UNI. I've known him for a while. Kind of just somebody that's got your back and looking out for you, trying to help you and make the transition and learning process as smooth as possible. So I'm looking forward to, you know, having him, you know, kind of helping me out this coming year with the Herd and up in Oshkosh. So it's great, just like another dude, another person to learn from and have there.
Summer League is different than playing on the Panthers or playing on an NBA team during the season. I mean, how hard is it for you to be a good teammate while you also have to play a little selfish?
I think, truthfully, just playing the right way makes you stand out. So you necessarily don't need to play selfish. Like they know I can shoot it and they want me to shoot it. Like if I'm open, they're like, shoot that thing, let it fly. So obviously I'm going to take shots when I have them and feel like I got a good look that I can knock down. But other than that, it's just playing how, you know, I've played at UNI even before, and just playing the right way and making the right plays. And that's noticed. Like, I think you can tell when somebody's really just trying to get theirs, and that stands out. And you can also tell when somebody is just playing how basketball is supposed to be played, whether it's making an extra pass or setting a good screen for somebody else, just little things like that. So I just tried to control everything that I could in each opportunity I had, and whether it was, you know, making a few shots here and there or making a play for somebody else or just trying to defend, do something like that. It's just trying to impact the game in as many ways, I guess.
So there's no pressure, like I need to score 25 points tonight or anything like that?
No, not at all. I mean, I don't think that'll be my role really, at least to start at the next level. Hopefully I can build there because I know I can do it. But no, I wouldn't say there's any of that pressure.
So since you are on a two-way contract, you should be, chances are, on next year's NBA 2K. Have you thought about that yet? And what has that felt like since you did maybe think about that?
I guess that'll be pretty cool. I don't have any video games or anything like that. I don't really play 2K at all. So I'm gonna have to hit up some of my friends for them to let me know when 2K3 comes out and if I'm on there or anything like that. But that'll be pretty cool, I think, just to hopefully to see that and be on there.
Well, on those games, they always rank the rookies pretty low. So what's that one category that NBA 2K is really going to underestimate you in? And in general, when it comes to, your experience in the summer league or the future NBA, what's that one category that people might underestimate you in?
I mean, I'd like to say athleticism, but I don't think I'm quite there yet in that. I think there's some crazy athletes in the league. And while I've gotten better, I'm still not at that level. But I'd say like passing and playmaking, I think people know that I can make shots and do that. But I think I have that other part of me that I can do and that people might not fully realize maybe. So we'll go with that.
Okay. Well, now, of course, with your contract, you were probably told by somebody, and I'm guessing your parents, because they're really good folks, not to blow all your money right away. In saying that, there's probably like this one unnecessary stupid thing that maybe you bought just to get it out of your system. What's that one thing that maybe you got for yourself?
I haven't gotten anything yet. I actually, like, I signed my contract, but I don't have any money. Like, you don't start getting paid in a while. So I suppose down the line, I'll hopefully get like some fishing stuff, like a boat or some new rods or reels, something nice to have like that. But for now, I'm gonna be saving up, just trying to work to get that next contract.
There you go. Keep it real. Good move. Now, you visited Duke and Iowa State. When you made those visits, was it hard for you to picture yourself in any other college uniform, Northern Iowa, or did any of that factor into you going pro at all?
It did a little bit towards the end. Both Iowa State and Duke were obviously great options, and I was very fortunate to have those as options, possibilities. And that's what made it hard. Like, when it came down to it, I could see myself going with any of them, whether it was down in Ames or out at Duke or staying in and being where I am now. But kind of, I mean, I'd always wanted to do it from UNI. Obviously, UNI has never had somebody in the NBA, and that's always been a dream of mine, is to try and be the first. And so that kind of was in the back of my mind a little bit throughout the process. But really, I just felt like it was right to go now, and I was ready. That was the big reason why. But
well, if you did stay for one more year, because you got injured that 1 year, so it kept some stats away from you. Does it feel good knowing that because you didn't play that extra year, you let an old guy like Randy Kraayenbrink keep that scoring record for yet another day?
Yeah, I guess it's meant to be his. He gets it. He gets it for sure.
I definitely wanted to become number 3, and AJ knew that when he came in. I've told him that because I'm sick and tired of people going, now who's that ahead of you again? And I wanted to be able to say it's AJ Green. Nope. No, I'm still number 2. So yeah, I wanted to be number 3.
So what's it like playing with Big Phyfe, and what got you most excited when you heard that he was going to come back this year?
Just knowing what I mean, Phyfe is one of my favorite teammates I've ever played with. Just because of the connection we kind of have out there and playing off each other. And he's also he brings so much great energy and positive energy to the team and to the games. And he can impact the games in so many ways. So knowing he's going to be back, I'm just really looking forward to, him having the opportunity to get healthy and get back out there and do what he loves and show everybody what we all know he can do and what he's done before. And I hope people, haven't forgotten that he's the best big in the league and in the valley. I'm going to be tuned into every game and supporting him and all the other dudes as well this fall.
People, I don't think people realize that. So AJ and Austin Phyfe came and did a basketball you just showed up at a basketball camp for us one afternoon, and they kind of ran the kids through drills. They were 4th graders at the time. No, they were going to be into 4th grade at the time, and they came out and ran the kids through some drills. And talk about 2 guys who like to give back to the community, who like to do that. Those 2 guys did it, and I think I'm anxious to see Phyfe come back and play that final year as well. Hope his health continues to improve and all that fun stuff. You told the young kids when we were there that day, because we talked about it, when you first met him, how old were you when you started playing together?
Golly, probably 3rd grade, maybe. He would have been in 4th grade.
Yeah, I think you
I
were,
think
yes.
Or it was like 4th and 5th or something like that.
Yeah,
He was
yeah.
older. So we go back way back to the elementary school days.
So did you guys talk at all about, hey, someday we're going to go to college together? We'll meet up at this college and play?
Not really all the way back then when we first started playing, but kind of as it went on, and especially after he committed early, so
Yeah.
he was always kind of shooting me texts or like, hey, come on, purple and gold. So
Yep.
but yeah, once we got older, we realized it was a possibility and it'd be pretty cool.
Well, when you got to the Panthers, you probably walked in, and this isn't unique to you. It's really for anyone that goes to play at UNI. But when you first go in, you and Austin, probably had this conversation of, we're going to win all these championships. We're going to go to the NCAAs. We're going to do this together. How hard was it for you to make that phone call or text to him saying, hey, you know what, I decided not to come back to UNI?
It was tough, but it was also great knowing whatever I decided, he fully had my back and was supporting me, which made it a lot easier to where he wanted what was best for me. And he's always been like that. And I know he'll always be like that going forward. So yeah, that's my guy and that's my brother. And he's always supported me, and I'm always going to support him in the same way.
Some things that most people want to know, and that is, like, when do camps start? Where do you fit in with the Herd and the Bucks? What do they want you to work on in order to get better? Maybe some of your individual goals. Go ahead and let us know some of those things.
Yeah, I'll be back around Cedar Falls area for the rest of this month, and then in August I'll get down to Milwaukee, and I think it's situated down there, and kind of start working out with, I think, just the younger guys that they have around the program. And then I'll have a little time back here at the end of August around Labor Day. And then kind of once September hits, I'll kind of be down there for good and get working out, and then training camp will get going. But I'm just going to continue to build on just being a shooter and kind of broadening kind of the bandwidth of shots that I can hit, and just adding to that and that versatility as a shooter. And then continue just to work on physically getting better and getting better defensively, and continue to get stronger and more athletic out there. So I think that's kind of my main focus. But in terms of playing with the Herd or the Bucks, they really haven't said much about that. And it's still, we're still in July here, so it's still kind of early. But I'm just going to focus on, what I can be in control of, and that's working hard and giving my best, and trying to learn as much as possible. And then, I trust how things will play out this fall, this winter, and whatever that might look like.
Well, myself being a New York Knicks fan, being from that area, it really pains me whenever my boys now say that they're going to be Bucks fans because of AJ. They're super pumped the fact that you're going to be with that organization. But I kind of let them go with it because you're a good guy and all. But any words for, not just my boys, but any young Panther fans in the Cedar Valley, any words you want to leave those Panther fans before we let you go? I just say to all the Panther fans that have been supporting me all the way back to when I was at Cedar Falls playing as a little 5'9" freshman to this past year at UNI. I just really appreciate everything and all the ups and downs and the unknowns, just being there for myself and the team. And then this past few months and the decision that I made, and the excitement and the amount of people that have reached out and just said congratulations, and are wanting to know what's next or this or that, just because they care. It really means a lot. But to all the if there's any young hoopers out there, if there's one skill to work on, if you really want to make it, is shooting. Just be able to shoot the ball and make shots, and that can carry you a long ways. And obviously just always working hard and trusting in that work. So I think that's about it. I'll leave it at that for everybody.
Awesome. AJ, thanks for joining us. I tell young kids as well, you don't get a scholarship by playing defense. Those don't happen. AJ just confirmed it, and I'm gonna make Coach Jake listen to this last couple minutes of this conversation too. So you gotta be able to shoot the ball.
Yep, you got to. You can always play if you can shoot it.
That's right, exactly. AJ, thanks for joining us. We really appreciate you doing this special summer Driving the Lane episode with us, and we wish you the best of luck, and stay in touch.
Randy, what a great story for the Cedar Valley. Just gives more ammunition for Coach Jake as he looks to recruit more players.
Right. Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, there's no doubt that AJ coming out of Cedar Falls High School, clearly deciding to stay at home and play at UNI, did great. Obviously, an injury kind of set him back a little bit. Obviously, the COVID year was an issue, all that fun stuff. But what a story, and what an athlete.
Now, you went through that recruiting process yourself once upon a time, and how important is it to athletes? And I know this is kind of like a loaded question because we kind of know the answer, but from your viewpoint, how important is it for athletes to see what kind of success other players had in front of them when choosing the school to go to?
That's a great question. When I came to UNI, when I was recruited at UNI, it was kind of on that building block, right? It had just turned Division I. So it's kind of on that stepping stone that we made this leap of faith that we're going to be a Division I school. And I was just happy that, they offered me a scholarship. I was getting a lot of D2 offers in basketball. And so I was excited when Jim Barry said, we'd like you to be a Panther. And there was no question I was going to be a Panther. And so with that being said, we had a good sophomore year in there, recruited a couple of players, had a couple of transfers come in, which helped us out. And then obviously the success breeds success, right? And successful people want to hang out with successful programs. And so I think what Coach Jake has been able to build and keep continuing is that momentum. Thus, he's able to recruit some of these kids and hold on to them for those 4 years, 5 years, whatever it might be. And so kids want to come to successful programs because 99% of them probably came out of successful high schools. And so they just want to continue that.
We're part of the show here where it's what everyone looks forward to. The Financial Architect's quote of the week. The
quote of the week. Winning isn't everything, but it sure beats anything that comes in second. I had to throw that one out there for this special occasion, Chuck.
Love it. Love it. As always, the quote, good for you, good for me, good for everybody. It's time to say goodbye from Chuck and Randy. Thanks again for joining us for this special interview. Have a great summer.